we have a new series called Flipside where you can share your opinions in a safe space.
We want to hear your voices and differing views on topics that matter to you.
Today's topic is education in Singapore. 3, 2, 1, let's go!
33% of Singaporeans under 25 have a degree. That means, right, if I were to go out on the street and then I see like, I don't know, 3 24-year-olds, confirm one of them got a degree.
We invited 10 youths to give their opinions on education in Singapore. There will be 5 statements and the participants will either step left or right in accordance to their level of agreement.
Hi, I'm Sabrina Shiraz and I just graduated from university.
Hi, I'm Wise. I'm currently studying in uni.
Hi, I'm Shuraim and I'm a university graduate.
Hi, I'm Diana and I'm currently still in university.
Hi, my name is Sharafa and I'm currently studying in the Polytechnic.
Hi, my name is Nurlaila Shafika. I am currently studying in ITE.
Hello, my name is Natasha and I graduated JC.
Hello, my name is Safiq. I graduated from Polytechnic.
Hello, my name is Haziq. I'm currently a GC student.
Hi, I'm Abdullah. I'm a university graduate.
Traditional education is important in Singapore. 3, 2, 1.
Fundamentally, we can see that in Singapore, the education landscape is very much changing. It's becoming more vibrant. There are a lot more alternative pathways for you to actually attain a good job for yourself. And I believe that the paradigm of traditional education, where you essentially just effectively go to school and then you have to earn a diploma or degree just to get a high-paying job, I think that is slowly but surely changing.
I mean, well, I do agree, there are many different ways, right, nowadays. There's not necessarily that one traditional route that our parents believe in. However, to say that we don't believe in the traditional system is as if we're saying that the system that has been put in place for the past around 50 years has disappointed us, which is not. Because the traditional system has what made Singapore's education system one of the top few in the world.
So I agree with both of their statements. They are very great points. However, against what you said, I truly believe that the 10 years of compulsory education that we went through is actually very, very beneficial and important in our growth as a person mentally.
So I agree with you. I agree that right now everything is shifting and the mindset is shifting, right? And that people don't exactly, or hiring people, all the HR people, right? They don't exactly look for qualifications as much as they used to. But at the same time, I feel like no matter what, right, it will still play a part. Because imagine when you're older and you don't have a diploma or a degree to fall back on, and then it'll be a lot tougher for you already because we are in Singapore.
I think just to add on to what she said, right? So I think majority of the population in Singapore, we are still salaried employees. We still work for companies, right? So whenever you apply for a job, right, you always see that the minimum requirements, there's always an academic qualification to it. It's either NITEC, higher NITEC, Poly, and university. So it's their way to sieve up the competency of different employees, basically. Yeah. So that's always the first sieve. Whether or not a Poly diploma graduate, it's more competent than university graduate. That's not necessarily true, but that's an easy way for the HR to sieve up based on competency. Yeah.
Singapore has strategically, crafted the syllabus and everything, which I feel is, ultimately the fundamentals that you can build your foundation on, which will definitely help you in the working world. So yeah.
It's not about whether traditional studies is important or not. It's basically you have that traditional studies that bring you further into life, and then you continue on with whatever you want to do in the future.
I believe that the traditional education is not only when you learn some subjects, for example, say history, you might not use it in the future. But all this, it's in your cognitive thinking when you start work. So sometimes the bosses, some of them don't even look at the proper course that you are using. They just see oh, you have a diploma, you have a degree, then it means you have a certain level of understanding, then that's how they will do it.
A degree is bare minimum in Singapore. 3, 2, 1.
Agree.
The reason why I say like a degree is really the bare minimum is something that Sabrina mentioned earlier, and it's something that my father also has drilled on me. You're living in Singapore, as much as you don't like it, right? But it's a very small island. There's very little, not say that there's no opportunity for jobs, but competition is very steep. I mean, like recent figures, 33% of Singaporeans under 25 have a degree. That means, right, if I were to go out on the street and then I see like, I don't know, 3 24-year-olds, confirm one of them got a degree. And then I'm also competing not just, you know, local Singaporeans for one job. Who knows that I'm also competing against other people around the world also for that job as well, right? Because also we have to think about that. Right now we are moving towards like a more international mindset. So my competition is no longer just Singapore. I could dare say that my competition is also like anyone in Southeast Asia or anywhere else in the world. And the thing is also, if I'm going to apply for a job, if I want to do like maybe you know, work from home, that means I can also apply for a job in other countries. And in that other country, there's also going to be so many other people competing for the same job. So it's not about whether I think it's needed, but it's just really to stand out from the competition of, you know, getting a job and ensuring my quality of life is sustained.
So you are basically proving the point that even if you are holding a degree, it's not that easy to get a job. Like I've heard a lot of like news and like relatives who actually have all of these degrees, but they are struggling to find a job. Like my relative, one of them was a pilot, and they are now working as food panda. Like it's it's the changing of the times.
What you define as bare minimum? What is bare minimum like 30 years ago? It's not bare minimum now. You know, now we have like social media, right? They inflate what the expectation or quality of life is. You know, like people want to have like the Instagram holidays. You know, go to fancy cafes, restaurants, right? But if you take all of that out, right? I mean, you can still, like you said, like live a good and happy life without all of that, and you can still survive like with a diploma and a night tech. That's what I feel like. Yeah.
So like she said that a degree. Oh, okay. She said that a degree is needed to get to give yourself a competitive edge against everyone else, right? Yeah. But this is also just if you are working in a corporate position. If you are working in the like corporate position then you need a degree at least, I feel. To continue on about your point that I agree on also, right, is that the sad thing now is that, again, like you said, 30 years ago, a diploma it's not even bare minimum to get a diploma. A diploma is considered good already, right? In our grandparents' time, even in our parents' time. Right now, a degree is the norm. If I'm not wrong, it's 33 or 34%.
Yeah, 33%.
33% of Singaporeans under 25 have a degree. So that makes it a norm, you know, now. So the only way you can even get a competitive edge and to guarantee yourself a job with a qualification is now to get a master's even. That will give you the standing out from the crowd effect. That's why, like, maybe, like in my head, just now you disagree because you thought degree is not bare minimum, now master's is bare minimum. But yeah, so basically I just think that if you can afford it, if you have the time and if you have the money, the time and the luxury to get yourself upgraded qualification-wise, I believe that you should do it personally.
Hey, why so stressed, bro? I want to apply for this job, but the minimum requirement is a degree, and I don't have one.
Why don't you just get a degree?
I don't know where to apply, bro.
Have you heard of PSB Academy?
PSB Academy?
PSB Academy has a rich history dating back to 1964. They are a trusted education provider, and their mission is to provide quality, accessible education that nurtures and shapes you to be your personal and professional best.
PSB Academy's network spans across Asia. They strive to inspire you to discover the value of learning and take pride in their presence in China, Myanmar, Indonesia, and Singapore.
offering all sorts of courses ranging from media and communications to engineering to hospitality. Also, they have a brand new multi-million-dollar campus in the city that's 50,000 square feet. So if you want to learn more about PSB Academy, you can click the link in the description below. Now, back to the video!
Private degrees won't get me a successful career. 3, 2, 1.
Private degrees, they take a shorter time compared to like local degrees. So hirers will see, or everyone will see, like, you know, because education takes time. You need time to learn and study and things like that. So sometimes people will see you study, example you study engineer in what, 1 year. This guy study engineer 4 years. Might as well take this guy, right? And I'm just saying because he studies it longer.
I think that's where I want to jump in, like, in terms of the curriculum of private education and local education. So I think like people confuse the length of study versus private and local. It's because local institutions, right, they have these long holidays. For private education, like I since diploma and degree, I've been taking private education, and like the only difference I see is the holidays and the quote-unquote unnecessary modules that you have to take in local institutions. For example, like you have to take an elective lah, you have to take French class lah, you want to learn Chinese lah, you want to learn how to write resumes, all can learn online. Right?
So I think like private degrees and like what's the other one, local degree, they are pretty much equivalent now. But like it is very evident that the human resource team still have like that distinct perspective between local and private unis. And I think that like really affects the way you affects the chances of you getting hired in Singapore. And I feel like if you don't get hired, then you wouldn't have like a successful life. So yeah, in a sense, that's like my train of thoughts to that. Yeah, that's the reason why I chose agree.
To say that, a private degree is like almost like a handicap, I find that that's a very old way of thinking. Because granted, you do need a degree, right? I think the matter of whether like it's local or it's like private or public, it doesn't really matter as long as you have that degree to show that you are, you are well credited for what you are studying for. I think that is enough to prove that you are, you're capable of like that job lah, basically.
I think that, times are changing and people are hirers are getting more accepting of private qualifications. So that's really good. And I do agree, I do accept the fact that, it takes maybe a bit longer for private graduates to land a job. But again, I think we need to redefine like a successful career. What I think is a degree gets you the job, but a successful career is what happens after you get the job. Like you cannot have a successful career if you don't have a job in the first place, right? So it's what you do after you get the job that actually matters and what gets you to success, and also depends on what you define as success. Maybe you want to be, a manager, a supervisor, and that's your definition. So it really matters what you do after you get the job that defines your success.
I think when it comes to job applications, right, I would like to believe that when you apply for a job, right, it's about how you frame your resume. Like if it's a job that if it's a job that you want, you read the job description, then you frame your resume accordingly. You kind of put in all your internship experiences, you put in your qualifications, the different things that you are involved in holistically, basically. Right. So I like to believe that that whole application process and the whole interview process, right, is the one that makes you stand out to employees. Yeah. I don't disagree with you that there are people who still see whether you're a private uni or local uni. Right. But then I think you're better off not working for this kind of people with this kind of prejudices.
That's true.
I'm studying because of my parents. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, this question is very personal and it's different from one person to another. So basically for me, my parents stopped schooling at a very, very young age. I'm not going to disclose it, but I grew up with a lot of childhood trauma. So from a young age, I learned that I learned from my parents' mistakes, and I want to be better for my family in the future. So for me, I am not really studying for my parents. I'm not studying because of my parents. I'm studying for my parents. Yeah.
Personally, for myself, I do everything to make my parents happy. Then I've accepted the fact that I'm studying because of my parents. Because everybody tells me it's like, if you're studying because of parents, not because of you, then might as well just drop out. But I've accepted the fact that I'm studying because of parents, and the fact that me graduating with a degree will make them happy, and that's what I've been wanting to do my whole life. So why not just get this degree to make them happy? So that's why I'm studying because of my parents. Yeah.
So if you think like this pressure of oh yeah, because my parents want me to study, if it's not there, would you still want to study for yourself?
1000%.
Still yes.
No.
To choose that option, right, to not go for a degree is honestly, in my personal view, it's embarrassing. It's like there's a very bahasa for this, right? A Malay saying, which is mencetek arang di muka. You are just embarrassing yourself by not choosing. Is it right?
Yeah,
I don't understand the context of like.
The context is like essentially the context of that Malay idiom is that if you do something that Singlish is stupid. I'm using the word Singlish. The slang is like stupid that goes against your parents' views. Like in the sense where like you do something that people look at you doing it right, but effectively what you did is they will reflect it upon your parents. So they will look down upon your parents.
Yeah. So if like I don't take this opportunity to do my degree, right, then it's as if like I'm really embarrassing my parents for all the sacrifices that they've made. And it's not just that. My father's generation is the first generation to really make a change in our lifestyle. Because if they did not prioritize education as their main way of getting a better life, I don't think so I would have even been born. So it's not just, a personal thing. Like she said, I'm doing this for the community, and I'm also doing this to break stereotype. Mendaki released statistics that, the number of Malay people that are going to uni, yes, it has increased, but only by a minimal percentage. And I don't think so, like, there's a good representation because, like, in our community, we have so many brilliant minds, be it registered or unregistered. But I do hope that, like, we can really, like, push up that number because, like, I want representation for my people. My people are not stupid, right?
If you drop out of school, you are a failure. 3, 2, 1.
There's no line there.
I think this question has to be like dissected a lot lah. I'm a dropout myself. I dropped out of poly. But out of choice lah, But I did admit that I failed in poly lah. I didn't achieve what I was supposed to achieve in school. So I failed. Technically I failed. And I think that people's stigma of failure shouldn't be negative. There's a lot of learning that can come from failure. And it shouldn't be seen as a negative thing. If you fail, it's okay lah. Forward. So you may be a failure at that point of time, but whether you're a failure in life is a different question. Yeah, so that's just my point.
I think we can categorize into two different dropout. So the first dropout is the dropout that he or she wants to pursue his own interests, or he wants to do another field of study. So for these people, I would think it's a success for them to drop out because they are actually pursuing something that they want. It's great for them to do that. But there's also another side, another category where people are dropping out because they just can't cope with the rigor of the work, but they have no idea what they want to do in life. They have no direction, and I think for these people, I think they are a failure, I would say. But I mean, like what Shirayam said, they are a failure at that point of time, right? But it doesn't mean they are a failure for life.
I changed my answer. I'm here now. So I have a point. Basically, when you drop out of school, I feel that you gave up. It's not about not being able to cope. There's a lot of people who are able to cope in school. It's just that they were lazy. They were lazy and they decided, F it, like I don't want to do it anymore. So to me, those people, 100% failure because you gave up on yourself or you gave up on school, something that is supposed to be important in Singapore.
But sometimes knowing when to give up is very important.
I don't agree with that at all. As in, I don't agree with that line. To me, it's like school is a basic necessity in our lives. So if you want to give up on something like water, you wouldn't do that. But that is me because I feel like I have to go through school. There are times when I was in school and I was like, I might fail this module, but I wouldn't go and say like, I'm going to go drop out. Yeah. Like I did drop out of a school once. I went to JC after poly, but I dropped out because I had failure.
I have a question to pose everyone here. Are you a failure because you failed school or did school fail you?
I failed school.
Because
personally, that's a topic.
If you dare definitively say that you are a failure, like 100% that person's a failure, I think your thought process is really something that you value education, but you have totally seen education as something that is just one straight institutionalized pathway. You don't see education as beyond like its whole magnum. You just see it as just one school, that's it. And that's quite unfortunate. And I think that personally, that's why I wouldn't dare say that I'm a failure. I mean, anyone's a failure if they leave school. Because personally, if they leave school, if again, let's say they have their own interests and whatnot, and especially if with a lot of ways you can do things now, and you decide to leave school, fine, then you're not a failure. But at the same time, why I'm also not here, strongly disagree with this sentiment, is due to the fact that for you to take pride in it, right? Like it depends on where your angle is. If you take pride in it, in a sense where like because you like just give up, just don't do anything at all, then I think definitely you are worthy of that title of a failure. But is it up to me or society to dictate it up to you? No, you dictate it up to yourself. So ultimately, is again like it's really how the failure here goes. If you decide to stop it, decide to drop out of school because you have something to do in life, and in fact, congratulations, good for you. But if you drop out because I can't do it, or you didn't even try, I think like the point here, if you didn't even try, you are worthy of that title called failure. Congratulations.
Okay, I think I'm done, guys.
It's a wrap.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section below.
Please like, subscribe and share if you want more content like this.
Thank you PSB Academy for making this video possible. With that, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.